This is why it's so challenging to meet the high expectations of narcissists. Narcissists are the most difficult to please because they expect us to cater to their every whim. They believe they are immune to harm. Therefore, their tenacity stems from a place of arrogance and entitlement. You, on the other hand, are lower in their hierarchy of priorities. So consider yourself fortunate if they give you more than a passing glance, much alone, allow you to share the same physical space. Everyone knows this isn't true, but if you upset their feelings or their fragile ego, they will punish you by treating you like garbage in their shoe. Narcissists frequently portray themselves as dominant and superior to others, yet when they want something, they will play the victim card. Narcissists who think that feigning victimhood will get them what they want will utilize it whenever it suits them. By portraying themselves as helpless victims of an abusive partner, a bad past, or just the lack of a caring, non-abusive love partner, narcissists frequently appeal to others' sense of pity. Generous people with a burning desire to help the less fortunate can't help but be pulled to them. However, if you accept the narcissist's invitation, you can be sure that you will receive far more than you bargained for. Narcissists are harmful because they place us in perilous circumstances by urging us to seek goals we have little chance of attaining. They do this because they take pleasure in seeing us join the ranks of individuals who have brought them nothing but sorrow and suffering. Since you can't possibly know the cause of their sudden, unexpected anger, you're likely to shut yourself in your room to sob it out. Then you'll finally decide to start feeling better. But they take pleasure in your distress since it serves to bolster their own egos. You're only helping them appear normal and fulfilling their role while they're preoccupied with their own inner turmoil. In such an existence, the only constants are loneliness and alienation. It all comes down to the narcissist's unreasonable expectations. Narcissists are driven mostly by their desire for the approval of others. Due to the hopelessness of their situation, they require constant reinforcement from the outside world. They could care less about who is in their immediate vicinity. They've never found contentment or success in life. Narcissists are continually looking for happiness outside of themselves because they don't believe in their own capabilities to provide it. Narcissists are self-centered individuals who go to great lengths to please those around them. This is why narcissists place such a high value on superficial friendships and relationships. The more people there are, the more likely they are to succeed. Without universal appreciation, they will fail. Using willing participants means permanently marking their atrocities, but it won't help if they have no one to answer to. We should hold them in the highest esteem. However, when things go wrong, someone must always be held accountable. Narcissists will blame others for their actions rather than take responsibility for them. They are not bashful about placing the blame for their shameful behavior on their closest friends and relatives. They are unable to accept responsibility for their actions and always point fingers at others. I believe there was one more page after this one. Narcissists frequently place the blame for their own insecurities on those closest to them. Don't bother them with questions or critiques. Things will be okay if you leave them alone. They want nothing more than to have their every whim catered to so they can keep their serene demeanor. If you wish to avoid conflict, you must cater to their every desire and believe their lies. If people aren't content with their lives, it's because of anything you're doing wrong. This problem is entirely your fault. A narcissist expects you to take on not only their undesirable characteristics, but also the burden of ensuring their happiness. Narcissistic mothers have high standards for their children and spouses. The happiness of one's mother is more important than the success of one's own children. They want their spouses and offspring to tend to the home, and the kids while they kick back and do as they please. When it comes to personal relationships, like those found in families and romantic engagements, and professional relationships, like those found in the workplace, narcissists have extremely high standards. Narcissists take criticism personally because they are always trying to boost their own self-esteem. The real issue is that they are unhappy on the inside and are taking out their discontent on those around them. They have every right to be baffled when we do things like reject them, say no, or the opposite of what they want, or when we critique them, call out their lies, or opt to create healthy boundaries. Their frustration stems from the fact that we are refusing to give in to their demands. They take the fact that we won't submit to servitude and abuse as proof that we have no compassion for them and are actively plotting their annihilation. Narcissists could bring us joy if they took a genuine interest in and valued us as people, but this is rarely the case. If this were true, they would be less likely to react violently when angered. If that's the case, they'll understand that making them happy isn't our job, because it's obviously unattainable. Some narcissists exert enormous effort to keep their grip on us by openly displaying their need for us. They require our help simply because they see its utility, and they give a hoot whether our demise ultimately benefits them. That's a real bummer, isn't it? Put an end to this requirement, please. I'd also want to emphasize how our own wounds and low self-esteem can leave us open to the manipulations of the narcissist, who poses as our savior and gives us the love we've always yearned for, but never had. The narcissist wants us to think they exist purely for our amusement. Expecting other people to fix our problems and get us back on track is a surefire recipe for further heartache and disappointment. If you want to avoid getting drawn into a relationship with a narcissist, it's important to go into it with a healthy sense of self-awareness and acceptance. In the end, it's up to each of us to determine the source of our unfulfillment. Narcissists have no ground to hold others accountable for their actions. Never let a narcissist convince you that your happiness depends on him or her. I'm hoping this video was educational for you. Please share your thoughts and comments in the space provided below. To view more videos like this, please subscribe and activate the bell. Thanks.